What's up, guys, and welcome to JNO United, and welcome to another episode of the West Ham World. We're on episode number 5 now, and we're coming up to the transfer window. So in the comments down below, make sure to make your suggestions on the areas I need to improve. We're going to try and go through this transfer window a bit slower than I have done in previous series, purely because now we're trying to do as many episodes as possible, as daily as possible. I feel like you guys can have more of an input. I know a bunch of you have been making suggestions already, and I appreciate that a lot. But now's the time for everyone to get their suggestions into one comment section so I know what you guys think I should do. Also, if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe, smash that like button. Let's aim for 20 likes yet again on a West Ham World episode. And I am ready, I'm pumped this time because I feel like I may have finally made the tweaks that make my 4-3-3 competitive. Also, I've got my little notepad and my cards. And I'm showing some commitment to the team. Come on, you Hammers. Since you were last with us, we have actually played quite a few games. The last time you were with us, we played FC Copenhagen and got a 2-1 victory. Since then, we have had mixed fortunes, beating Sunderland in our next game 3-2. Then you can see 2 losses, 3 victories, a loss and a draw. But it's these last 3 fixtures where I think I may have managed to turn it all around. So we'll just quickly recap everything. The next game since you were last with us was against Sunderland at home and we won 3-2. Cadetti, Mark Noble and Antonio all turning up. We were 2-0 down, so this was a great comeback by the boys. We showed some fighting spirit, but we didn't dominate the Sunderland side, which is disappointing. Then we played Crystal Palace and they seemed to be our bogey team. We actually took the lead with a Dimitri Payet goal. Then Memphis Depay on loan from Man United came and scored 2. That's the second time we've lost to Crystal Palace this season. We then played Borussia Mönchengladbach and they just have our number. They beat us 2-0 at the London Stadium. There was very little we could do. They dominated us in shots. Shots on target, they had 8 and they managed to convert 2, taking a 2-0 victory and dominating our Euro Cup group. We then played Burnley away and managed to pick up a 1-0 victory. Jonathan Callery coming in as our striker. Again, we didn't dominate the game like I'd like to against this kind of opposition, but all 3 points are as important as each other right now for us in the West Ham world. Then another 1-0 victory against Hull. Again, not a dominating display, although we had a lot more shots and more shots on target. Manuel Lanzini came in with a goal in this game, picking us up another 3 points, so we have climbed the table a little bit since the last episode. Then a big game which I thought I was going to put on the channel, but I thought, you know what, Tottenham and Man United as 2 fixtures in a West Ham world save, we're likely to disappoint. In fact, we didn't, even though they had 35 shots, 15 on target. A lot of those were long shots though. We had 10 shots, 5 on target and scored 3 of them. Very clinical from Dimitri Payet, who had a magnificent match, and Jonathan Callery picking up another goal as well with another start. Then we went to Old Trafford and we got dominated but managed to keep it just to 1 goal. Chris Smalling managing to get on the end of a scramble in the box and tuck it home. Not too bad a defensive display though, considering we were dominated the entire match. So hopefully my defensive is a little less leaky now. I say that, but then we went and played Everton and we drew 2-2. We actually were 1-0 down, managed to come back with a Payet goal. Then Kone scored in the 87th minute and I was cursing. And then they gave up a penalty. Mark Noble, Captain Fantastic, stuck it away and we managed to win 2-2. So that leaves us with Bournemouth and Stoke for this episode. Hopefully that's 2 victories. It'll be the first time in a West Ham world save, which would be nice. But they are both away. And hopefully we can climb up the table, which looks like this. We are now sitting 11th. We have 25 points, if my eyesight is looking at that table correctly, which is only 9 points above 18th place Burnley. Swansea and Hull are really dropping off the pace though. I'm looking at Sigurdsson from Swansea would be a nice signing, as well as Michael Keane from Burnley. West Brom are only just above the relegation area with 16 points as well, but a better goal difference. So hopefully maybe Berahino on a free, as his contract is ending, would also be a nice pickup. We are above Leicester and Everton, who we have played recently, and we aren't too far behind the likes of Sunderland and Crystal Palace. So hopefully we can get into the top half of the table after this episode. Our 2 opponents though, Bournemouth and Stoke, are sitting in 6th and 7th. So it's not going to be an easy episode, despite the fact you might have thought so by the opposition. As you can see, we're starting with a slightly different 4-3-3. We have The centre midfielder brought back a little bit as a defensive midfielder. So the lineup is Jefferson with Musaku and Iorfa as the wing backs, Collins and Riedewald as the two centre defensive players. Kayute is just ahead of him as a defensive midfielder, with Tufan and Noble as the two centre mids, Lanzini and Antonio as the two players either side of Guidetti up front. Now the reason this lineup looks a lot different than usual is because we have two fixtures really close together, one before the new year, one after, so we have rotated a bit, hence why Payet isn't on the pitch. Hopefully we can still get a result with this rotated side. And we are coming up against a 4-4-2 from Bournemouth with Boruc as the goalkeeper, Aki and Smith as the two fullbacks, with Cook and Francis as the two central defenders, Stanislas and Gradle as the wingers, with Wilshere and Gosling in the middle, and then Afobe and Wilson up top. Afobe has done damage to me previously in another game, so hopefully we can keep him a bit quieter this episode. Wow, I've not picked any substitutes. Yeah, I'm reloading, guys. How have I not picked any substitutes? What an idiot. Seriously. I thought I had everything ready so I could just start recording. Clearly I forgot the substitutes. Well done. Great management. You know what that deserves, JNO? That deserves... Does that even look red? To me that is red as day, but I think with my lighting, maybe I've just bought a really cheap set of referee cards. The yellow looks yellow. The red looks orange. Great. Whee, look at that, we've got substitutes. Finally. Alright, today is all about the supporters. No, we owe Bournemouth because I know that will get greens. And let's start the match and hopefully pick up a victory in the first game in an episode, which will be something new. Right, so we are dominating possession at the moment, which is nice. Bournemouth have had more chances though, which is not nice. Gradle looks like he's about to skip past Musaku, but he wins the ball back. Collins, what have you done? Oh, Collins. Oh, James Collins. Why go and ruin my life? Are you serious? What on earth was that? Collins with the touch of an absolute... I won't finish that sentence. And Wilson just thought it was his lucky day. God damn it. Why can't I make my life easy? Why can't ish just be easy? Really, like... I had such high hopes for this episode, and that is what it starts with. And time is just ticking by. Noble takes a shot from distance, so at least we're challenging Boruc. It was a shot on target, but really, is that how we begin the episode? Now Lanzini with the ball out wide. Can he find a pass into the centre? He finds Noble. Marky Nobes back to Kayute. Kayute holds the ball to Noble. Out wide to Iorfa. Iorfa put a cross in. Someone get on the end of it. Over the bar. Are you kidding me? Who was that? Was that Antonio? That looked easier to put on target. This is infuriating. How have we gone 1-0 down because of a stupid mistake in defence again? Show some bloody passion, boys. I had such high hopes for this episode and it's already gone wrong. Let's forget about retaining possession. We're doing very well at retaining possession, but I need a goal. This is when we need a goal, boys. Right, this is not looking good though. Someone put... Oh, my life. I really thought we had a chance this episode. We now need to get 2 goals in just under 40 minutes. Cheers, boys. This feels almost as bad as yesterday when that shoplifter we caught called me a dirty tramp, even though I was in a suit and he looked a bit like a dirty tramp. He was not happy we called the police. He thought we were just going to ban him, but not how my store operates. Alright, thank God that cross didn't find someone's head up front, otherwise I'd have been livid. Alright, we need to get the ball forward, boys. We're not worried about retaining possession now, we're worried about getting a goal. Okay, Ozan brings the ball forward to Lanzini. Lanzini, don't get tackled. That is when we needed to score. We'd be in the game if we scored then. Now Callum Wilson is counter-attacking. And we bring him down in the box. You know what? Just give my whole team can just have one of these. Because this is shocking. We've just drawn against Everton away. We've managed to hold Man United to 1-0. Beaten Tottenham. And then as soon as I start recording, this is what happens. We dominate possession but can't get the chances. Jefferson saves the penalty though. Let's have a cheeky shout. And let's make a cheeky sub. Well done Antonio, you've been complaining about not playing and this is how you repay me. Oh, we really need to get a goal and get a goal soon. And with the time ticking away like that, it doesn't look likely, does it? In fact, it's another Bournemouth highlight. Wow, that's just cleared off the line. Why did I think I could come and record on YouTube and actually get a decent result with this West Ham side the way it is? We have some serious work to do in the January transfer window, I can tell you that. Literally, we're keeping possession, got better possession, but they are getting chances every time they get the ball. Wow, that trickle past Jefferson. Collins, oh my God, Collins, you are getting sold, or you're never playing in a West Ham shirt again. What on earth have you done? You're the reason we've conceded 2 of these goals. That would have been a lovely finish the other end. Dickhead. Well, this has been a performance. Jefferson collects that like he's been playing well all game. You know what? Part of me is glad it's over. Part of me is glad that this is over. What on earth was that? Alright guys, well, that was fun. Hopefully the game against Stoke is slightly better. So guys, before we get into the next game against Stoke, we have some decisions to make, so I'm going to try and involve you guys in them. The transfer window has opened, it's now the 2nd of January. We have an offer from Liverpool for 14.25 million, which could rise to 19.25 million for Michael Antonio. Now, I've kind of been rotating him with the likes of Ayew and Lanzini on the right. Toure even played a couple of games as well. Do you think I should let him move on to Liverpool? He is 26 years of age. He is English though, so that is important as far as playing in Europe and in the Premier League, especially if Brexit goes a certain way in this game in the future. But let me know what you think. Should I sell him for that amount? Also, Watford have made an offer for Ludwig Augustinsson, who's worth about 9.5 million. The offer's 5.75 million. He is a player I've been keeping an eye on, 22-year-old left back from Sweden, I believe. But we do have Cresswell back, so do we really need him? That's another thing you can let me know in the comments down below. And finally, we have 19 million to spend, so where do we spend it? If we look at the squad depth screen, it suggests to me that we have decent strikers, but they're clearly not putting the chances away. Payet is clearly our best attacking midfielder on either side. We have a lot of central midfielders, but none of them are really standing out as the best of the best. Same with defensive midfield. In fact, same with my whole defence, all 3 stars. Jefferson is 3.5 stars, but he's really not been performing that way. So where do we spend that cash? Hopefully this game against Stoke will help us realise where we should spend the money, although it may just put me into another bout of depression. Okay, so the lineup for this game, we are going with a changed lineup again. I know this probably doesn't help the team cohesion, but 2 games this close together, I feel like I need to rotate. We have Jefferson in goal, we have Cresswell and Byram as the 2 wing backs, with Bonner and Oxford now taking their turn in central defence. Obiang is the defensive midfielder, with Kim Karlstrom and Emmanuel Fernandez in the central midfield positions. Payet comes back into the side with Ayew on the right, and then we got Calorie up top. Hopefully this team will beat the 4-4-1-1 of Jack Butland, with Eric Peters and Glenn Johnson as the wing backs, Indy and Shawcross as the 2 central defenders, Arnautovic and Shaqiri on the wings, with Mbula and Allen in the central midfield positions, and Bojan playing just behind Wilfred Bonney. Alright guys, please have a lot better performance than we just had against Bournemouth, or I may just quit Football Manager completely. I even brought out the West Ham mug, come on. It's been a great week so far. Get called a tramp, and then get dominated on Football Manager, almost conceding already. And it looks like another Stoke highlight. Byron wins it. You could have easily headed that to the right winger. Now Allen's got an easy ball to Shaqiri, and they've hit the post again. Come on, what is wrong with my defence? Why can't you defend? It's your job, you get paid to do it. Why are none of my 5 shots a highlight? This is getting silly. Look how much space the 2 wingers had. Why didn't he just hit it out to one of them? Alright, Ayew has... You kidding me? I think it's my highlight. Start commentating and tackled straight away. We are not winning the ball at all. We make these teams look fantastic. They're passing it around, controlling the game. Really, is it that easy? And it's Mbula scoring. God's sake. Beginning of the game, we're dominating possession, shots. Every highlight is Stoke, and they're scoring 25 minutes. Oh, I can't be arsed. I can't be arsed. Or are we actually going to get a shot on goal? That would be nice. Fernandez plays it to Payet. Payet plays it out wide to Cresswell. Please put a good ball in, Cresswell. Please. To Calorie. Turns and shoots straight at the keeper. I mean, at least we got a highlight. I'm not even sure we had a highlight against Bournemouth. So, improvement. We're improving. We've got a highlight. Well done, boys. Oh, great. Here we go. Go on, Kim. Get there first. Ah, Kim clearly doesn't have the legs. Crossed in. Wilfred Bonney. 2-0. Oh, God. My defence is absolute horse. Why can't my team win when we're actually playing on YouTube? I've had a good run, and clearly now I'm not having a good run, am I? Alright, so second half kicks off. I may only show you home games against the bottom clubs, because I'm not sure I can keep doing this. Ayew now has the ball out wide. We go to Calorie. Calorie holds up the ball, plays it to Fernandez. Fernandez clearly doesn't choose the right option there. Shaqiri now has the ball, and this is probably going to be a Stoke attack. Arnautovic in acres of space. Arnautovic just running down the wing, puts in a ball. Well played, Bonner. Good defensive header. Shame we don't keep possession. Cresswell, wow. 2 well-played defensive moves in a row. Payet now has the ball out wide. Payet is running in. Payet has a shot. There's some ambition there. And 2 good defensive tackles or blocks or interceptions there. So we're looking up. I've finished my coffee, which is a shame. Should have put something stronger in it. Ayew plays it to Payet. Please! Oh, Butland, go home. Butland, just go home. Right, Payet now to Bonner. Ogbonna doesn't have a clue what to do with it. Obiang plays it in. Fernandez with a volley. Unlucky. At least we're getting highlights. At least I feel like my team are trying. And I clearly have something in my throat because my voice keeps going. Wow, Cresswell on a 6.4. Byram on a 6.4. What is your issues, guys? Let's see if it shows it as well. Recently I've been getting a lot of think the manager lacks credibility, so I don't really even have the support of my team. Not all of them anyway. The thing is, the January transfer window is here, and I don't even feel like a couple of transfers can change this team. The board are actually quite happy with me, so clearly they don't expect much more than where I'm at the moment, which is 11th. But I clearly have a lot more ambition than they do. And we're going to have a 3-0 defeat and then a 2-0 defeat. Great times here on JNO United in the West Ham world. Oh, thank God, I thought we'd given a penalty away. Fuck's sake. Tell the team the performance was disappointing. Yes, we will do that. Yep, you're all fired up. The game's already gone. It's all too late. Look at that. Why can't my guys score? It would just be nice if they could put the ball away. But no. Just no. And I think this calls for a team meeting. So before we end the episode, we are going to call all the squad together and tell them they're shit. Well, I probably won't tell them shit, but I'm going to try and boost morale somehow. So, team meeting. Okay, the bottom one seems the most appropriate. Okay, it looks like it's had the necessary effects. I mean, it's worked on some players, good reaction on some. Some aren't that bothered because they're a bunch of... But anyway, guys, we're going to call it there. We will come back on the West Brom Southampton games in the Premier League. I know we've got an FA Cup game there, but these are what I'm worried about. In fact, I don't want to get too far in the transfer window without you guys having your say. So we'll come back. Next episode will be the next 2 games, so we won't even have to recap these any more disastrous results. So we'll come back for the FA Cup 3rd round game against Southampton. Not sure I even want an FA Cup run right now. But then we'll have a home game against West Brom on the TV, so hopefully we can perform in front of the fans. Thank you guys as always for tuning in. Very sorry that my team is underperforming, but make sure to check out all my social media links down below. Subscribe if you're new around here. Smash that like button so we can reach over 20 likes. Check out my Patreon if you want to support the channel. I've been JNO. You guys have been awesome. Hopefully, after this January transfer window, West Ham will be too.